गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhurijan Prabhuti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatayane Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyacha Patitanam Pavane Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we are beginning a new chapter of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 9th canto. And the name of the chapter is The Dynasty of Puru. We'll read a summary of this chapter and text number 1. So I'll read the summary and then we'll read the text after that. This chapter describes the history of Puru and his descendant Dushmanta. Bhakti Sarvu, can you read the summary? I can't focus. I have to go for eye checkup. You can read from there, yes. Thank you.
This chapter describes the history of Puru and his descendant Dushmanta. The son of Puru was Jaya, and his son was Prachinvan. The sons and grandsons in the line of Prachinvan, one after another, were Pravira, Manusyu, Charupada, Sudhyu, Bahugava, Samyati, Ahamyati, and Rudrashva. Rudrashva had 10 sons: Riteyu, Kaksheyu, Skandileyu, Kriteyuka, Jaleyu, Sannateyu, Dharmeyu, Satyeyu, Vrateyu, and Vaneyu. The son of Riteyu was Rantinava, who had 3 sons: Sumati, Dhruva, and Apratirtha. The son of Apratirtha was Kanva, and Kanva's son was Medhatithi. The sons of Medhatithi, headed by Praskanna, were all Brahmanas. The son of Rantinava, named Sumati, had a son named Revi, and his son was Dushmanta. While hunting in the forest, Dushmanta once approached the ashrama of Maharshi Kanda, where he saw an extremely beautiful woman and became attracted to her. That woman was the daughter of Vishwamitra, and her name was Shakuntala. Her mother was Menaka, who had left her in the forest where Kanva Muni found her. Kanva Muni brought her to his ashrama, where he raised and maintained her. When Shakuntala accepted Maharaj Dushmanta as her husband, he married her according to the Gandharva Vidi. Shakuntala later became pregnant by her husband, who left her in the ashrama of Kanva Muni and returned to his kingdom. In due course of time, Shakuntala gave birth to a Vaishnava son, but Dushmanta, having returned to the capital, forgot what had taken place. Therefore, when Shakuntala approached him her newly born child, Maharaj Dushmanta, refused to accept them as his wife and son. Later, however, after a mysterious omen, the king accepted them. After Maharaj Dushmanta's death, Bharata, the son of Shakuntala, was enthroned. He performed many great sacrifices in which he gave great riches in charity to the Brahmanas. This chapter ends by describing the birth of Bharadwaja and how Maharaj Bharata accepted Bharadwaja as his son.
So here we heard the summary of this whole chapter, where dynasty of Puru is described, and different kings' names are described one after another, and prominently the son of Shakuntala and Dushmanta, Bharat Maharaj's description will appear. Text number 1. Shri Badranayani Uvacha Puror Vamsam Pravakshyami Puror Vamsam Pravakshyami Yatra Jato Si Bharata Yatra Jato Si Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vamsya Yatra Rajarshayo Vamsya Brahma Vamsyascha Jnanire Brahma Vamsyascha Jagnire Shri Badranir Uvacha Puror Vamsam Pravakshyami Yatra Jato Si Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vamsya Brahma Vamsyascha Jagnire. Word to word. Shri Badranayani Uvacha. Shri Sukadeva Goswami said, Puro Vamsam, the dynasty of Maharaj Puru. Pravakshyami, now I shall narrate. Yatra, in which dynasty? Jat Asi, you were born. Bharata, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Maharaj Bharat. Yatra, in which dynasty? Raja Rishaya, all the kings were saintly. Vamsyaha, one after another. Brahma Vamsyaha, many Brahmana dynasties. Cha, also. Jagnire, grew up. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sukadeva Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Maharaj Bharat, I shall now describe the dynasty of Puru, in which you were born, in which many saintly kings appeared, and from which many dynasties of Brahmanas began. Please repeat after me. Sukadeva Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Maharaj Bharat, I shall now describe the dynasty of Puru, in which you were born, in which many saintly kings appeared, and from which many dynasties of Brahmana began. Purport. There are many historical instances by which we can understand that from Kshatriyas many Brahmanas have been born, and that from Brahmanas many Kshatriyas have been born. The Lord Himself says in Bhagavad Gita 4:13, Chatur Varnyam Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. Therefore, regardless of the family in which one takes birth, when one is qualified with the symptoms of particular section, he is to be described accordingly. Yal lakshanam proktam. One's place in the Varna division of society is determined according to one's symptoms and qualities. This is maintained everywhere in the Shastra. Birth is a secondary consideration. The first consideration is one's qualities and activities. So in this chapter, we'll hear the dynasty of Puru. And especially if you see the whole 9th canto, many dynasties have been described. The names of kings appear one after another. This is the king, his son is this, from there, this person came, he married to this person, and their son was this. So like that, so many names, king after king, have been described. So many dynasties have been described. So it is said, someone can ask this question, why in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, where the whole purpose of Bhāgavatam was, as described earlier, that Narad Muni had to come and advise writer of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Vyasadeva, that the reason of your despondency is that you have not described the Supreme Personality of Godhead enough. You haven't glorified Him enough. You have written all the Vedas and so many vast literature you have already been written, but still you are unhappy. The reason is you have not described, you have not glorified the Lord exclusively till now. So people will read this Shastra, what you have written, and they will be confused. Who is Supreme Lord? Whom to worship? Because there are so many paths and so many things you have described. People will take a portion of what you have written and then they will get confused. And the very reason you are confused is also same. So, someone can ask here that in 9th canto, we don't hear so much direct glorification of personality of Godhead, whereas so many kings, great personalities, of course they are great personalities, that's why they are in Bhagavatam. Our names won't be there in Bhagavatam, So, this great personality, Vaishnava personalities have been described very briefly. What they have done, the great achievements they have done in their life, briefly described. So why? Someone can ask, why in middle of Bhagavatam, this kind of description is given? We should have directly, glorification of Lord in every canto. And of course, it is there in this canto as well, but prominently we see that dynasties, kings, lineage have been described on and on and on and on, chapter after chapter. So one of the explanations I have heard that the personal realization of a devotee who was reading this, he said, you will hear so many kings have been described one after another, and it's not just a small portion of time, it's a long duration of time. So many years, thousands and thousands of years of history has been described after this happened. So his realization was that time is not waiting for anyone. no matter who you are. Even big kings have come and in due course of time they have disappeared. And these are the great personalities, that's why they are there. Still today we are reading and hearing about them, but people like us, who will know who you are? We are so insignificant. Our little, 60, 80, 100 years of life, we hardly do any significant work, and after we are gone, who know who you are? No one will remember you. So time is so powerful that it takes away everything. So better, he said, better utilize the time we have in glorifying the Lord. Otherwise, just like this in this canto, people have come and gone, no matter who they were. Even great personalities come and gone and it forgotten in the history. So that was his realization. Yesterday I was giving one home program. I was in one home program and giving class. So since there were some new people there, so instead of our regular study, I gave a little bit basic philosophy of Krishna consciousness. So I was mentioning about the same point that, see, now we all are, the audience was like, just like us, in 30s, 40s, like that. So we said, we are in this or almost like middle age. We don't know how much we are going to live, another 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. So already half-life is gone, and you have another half-life in which another, most of the time will go in your sleeping, eating, some recreation, go to work, most of the time. Our day also, if you analyze, most of the hours goes in those, maintaining our body, isn't it? So even now remaining 30, 40 years, if you just take out a little bit time of your day, and if you just accumulate how much time actually we'll spend in serving Krishna, hardly maybe 1 or 2 years maximum. If you daily spend half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hour chanting like that, I haven't calculated, but I'm just assuming, hardly in 40 years we'll spend dedicated maybe 2 years or something like that in serving Krishna. But see the reward we get in return. The investment, the time we invest in Krishna Seva in remaining life of our life, remaining time of our life, what return we will get is actually matchless, is actually priceless, isn't it? So only the fool will not invest such time in getting such reward. If we are very calculative and very peculiar about where I spend my time, where do I invest my money, where I get maximum return, imagine just spending 1 or 2 years dedicated in portion in remainder of our life, we'll get eternal benefit, which is that you'll stop the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. Where we are living right now between birth and death, we go through so many problems in our life, isn't it? Birth, old age, disease, death, in between Adi Devik, Adi Atmik, Adi Bhautik, all the kleshas we go through. And what we do, ultimately, we all want little happiness, isn't it? And to gain that happiness, we endeavor so much. We think that by doing this, by not doing this, by avoiding this person, by having relationship with this person, I'll gain happiness. I'll stay away from anxiety and stress and distress. So we are very active, very much thoughtful about where we invest our time and energy, and what we get and what we consume, what we avoid, everything we are very much thoughtful and very, very cleverly we work. But in return, what we get? I'm talking about normal people. Of course, devotees have higher taste. Devotees derive the higher pleasure. Although they do all those things as well in life, but they engage in devotional service, they derive great happiness. So they don't mind doing all those things. It's part of life. But ultimately, in general, people, what do they get? Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, Adhyatmik Klesha. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. Same thing they get, isn't it? So to gain little happiness, we endeavor so much. If someone is very intelligent, he will invest the time in gaining the eternal happiness, which actually the soul is hankering for. So that is required. So I was explaining the term Prabhupada used, chewing the chewed. Have you heard this term before? Chewing the chewed. So, for example, I'm hungry right now and I want to eat gulab jamun. Anyone has here gulab jamun? Can someone give me gulab jamun? Oh yes, thank you, Prabhuji. I'm so hungry. Thank you. Oh, so nice. I got gulab jamun. I'm eating. So nice. Very nice, very nice. Oh, so nice, so tasty. The rasa is so wonderful. Prabhuji, you made it? Oh, someone else, but very beautiful. Are you finished? Prabhuji, I want more, Prabhuji. Do you have more? Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, another one. Thank you. Oh. And I'm eating, relishing. Prabhuji, do you have more? Finished. Finished. What will I do now? That's okay. I'll put this in container. I'll eat again next time. I locked it. Okay. And I'm doing my daily work, and then it's time for lunch now. I'm hungry. Oh, gulab jamun. I open and then again take nice gulab jamun. Again I make a ball and then eat. So tasty, so yummy, I can still feel the taste. But what will I do in the evening now? Okay. I again make gulab jamun and put it back. And then I'm having my day again. And then in the evening, again I take out. And again I eat that gulab jamun. Oh, so tasty, so yummy, so full of juice, nectar. Am I really enjoying nectar? No. It's so gross, right? This thing. But this is what we are doing in this life and life after life. Isn't it? This is what people are doing, chewing, which is already been chewed, and thinking that I am relishing and I'm enjoying. Isn't it? People think that, nowadays even they don't talk about, even marriage. That word is gone, forgotten. It's no more. You won't find in dictionary. In future, it will be, gone. I live with my partner. This is my partner. This is what they use. Partner. What is this partner? Come on. So they say partner. So they live with that partner for some time, and they chew that partner. And then now it's no more juicy. There is no more rasa living with that partner. So discard and get another partner. So this is my ex. This is my second partner. So now I'm chewing that partner. And then after some time, no more rasa. So give up. You go, I'll get another partner. So like that, one after another, they chew. They don't get the pleasure. They don't get the happiness. Whatever they derived, they think, I got happiness. But now no more juice in that. So change the partner and go for another one. Go for another one. Go for another one. This is what? chewing which is already been chewed. So this is just one little example about relationship. But this is what we do in terms of everything. So the life a normal human being goes through, take birth, then go to school, study, and then so much aspirations they develop in their childhood. Of course, mainly that aspirations, and I want to become such and such person. I want to become doctor. I want to become engineer. I want to become sports person. This and that. Mainly, it is due to family pressure and the pressure, extended pressure coming from the society, social pressure. And they develop that kind of personality. I want to become like this. So they go through school, and then they grow up, and then university, and then relationships, and then whatever happens in the relationships, job, business, consume, buy and consume. Like that whole life goes, and then they die. What happens after that? Punarjanma, again take birth, and what we do? Again same thing, again repeat same thing, isn't it? So we all have done what we are doing right now and what we'll do in a remainder of our life. We have done already in the past. So this is what Prabhupada says, chewing the chewed. We have done same thing in the past lives. We have gone through, we have enjoyed or suffered, but still now we are forgotten, and we are trying to wholeheartedly do the same thing. So much enthusiasm for the same thing. The same gulab jamu we have already chewed, we want to relish the same gulab jamu again. Prabhupada, and this is the nature of the world. Prabhupada mentions the example of a woman who is pregnant, and he goes through child labor, the delivery, the labor she went through, so much painful. Mothers can understand that. So much painful. And after giving birth to child, the mother will say, no more. That's it. Because they have gone through so much suffering in that period that, I don't want to go through that pain again. But what happens after a year or so? I want to become mother again. Right? So Prabhupada says, this is the nature of this world. People forget what they have gone through, what suffering they have gone through, and they want to repeat the same thing again. So, the message in this canto we derive that yes, time is so precious. Chanakya Pandit says the moment lost, you will not gain that even if you give millions of dollars. It's just gone. So it's very essential that considering the time which is not going to stay for anyone, time and tide wait for no one. It will come and destroy everything on the way. So we don't want to be destroyed and again, repeat the same thing. Better utilize our time in Krishna's seva, whatever time we have, remaining time we have, and move on. This purport, Prabhupada mentions about guna and karma. One is known as Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra not by birth, but by their guna and karma. You have heard this before, right? So here the explanation is given that from this Kshatriya lineage, many Brahmana lineage, Brahmana dynasties also appeared. And vice versa. From Brahmanas, many Kshatriya dynasties also appeared. So it's not that, Kshatriya will give birth to only Kshatriyas and their whole lineage will remain only Kshatriyas. Not like that. Neither Brahmana will give birth to only Brahmana children. No, they can become Kshatriya also. It is based on guna and karma. So other day, long back, one person I was talking to, not a devotee, but new person, and he heard this thing, and he was talking to me, and he said, guna and karma. So now listen, how he explained. So this is a misinterpretation, and he might have heard or read from somewhere how people misinterpret the message of Bhagavad Gita. And Prabhupada points out time to time in Bhagavad Gita so many ways, that people straight away, that one example Prabhupada gives, that Krishna says, surrender unto me. Right? But the person translates that, it is not me, where Krishna says me, it is not that Krishna who is talking about Krishna, he is saying, me is person within me, but Krishna says, it's not, Krishna is saying, surrender to me, it's not me, means me, I, Krishna, there is no difference, there is no another person, Krishna's Atma and Krishna himself is not different. But his interpretation was like that. Krishna is saying not the person Krishna, not the person who was walking on the surface of earth at that point of time. Not that, but the person within, the Atma within Krishna is. We have to surrender that. Nirakar, Nirup, all-pervading, unknown, like that. That kind of explanation they gave. But no, Krishna is straightforward. So here, that person was explaining that, Prabhuji, guna and karma, yes, you are right. The division, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, is based on guna and karma. Guna means what? Qualities. And karma means activities, right? But he said, isn't that the body and the birth I have taken, it is also because of karma, right? Today I am born with good qualities, that is also karma. I am born with bad qualities, that is also karma. I am born in female body, that is also karma. I am born in, poor country, that is also karma. I am born in a rich family, rich country, that is also karma. So actually, the karma and birth goes together. You cannot separate. That's how he was explaining, right? So actually, if you see that the guna and karma actually is guna and janma. Janma, birth, and karma cannot be separated, isn't it? They sound very logical, right? You cannot separate, because karma is connected to janma. Your janma is based on karma, isn't it? So how do you explain? What is he is mentioning that, actually, although it's written karma, but karma and janma cannot be separated. It's together. It always goes together. So it's actually, guna and janma. One is characterized as Brahmana or Kshatriya, like that. What is the flaw in this understanding? Huh? But in his explanation, what is the flaw? Huh? Any inputs from ladies? I am what I am today, my qualities and what I am getting, everything, it is based on karma only, right? Because of my karma. And karma, soul doesn't have, yes, karma doesn't exist in spiritual world, but in material world we do. What I am today, what guna I have, it is also because of my karma only. And my karma is because of janma. So it's connected. So the explanation is, the karma, the word karma used, Krishna is not referring Now, karma is actually, you can explain in many words. In one word, karma, the Sanskrit grammar is such that you can use in past tense, present tense, and future tense. It doesn't change. It remains same. So when Krishna actually speaks that it is based on your guna and karma that you are ascribed as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, he is not talking about that past karma. He is talking about your present karma. So your present qualities, of course, at the time of birth, we come up with certain qualities, certain samskaras. That becomes our quality. And yes, our karmi, the proclivity to do some work, it is also coming from our previous life. But Krishna is not referring to that. Krishna is referring to your present quality and your present activities. So the guna and karma is spoken in present tense, not in past tense. So that is the explanation. So the guna and karma can be changed. No matter what karma we had in the past, and we derived some certain qualities, certain proclivities, and certain habits we develop because of that, it's not that it will remain forever with you like that. One can change. That is the beauty of Krishna's creation. Otherwise, imagine if Krishna has locked that aspect, that at time of birth, whatever qualities and proclivities you get, it will remain locked and you will act just based on those things. Imagine other side, if it is locked, what will happen? The person with bad quality will perform bad activities all the time, and he will degrade himself in this life, and in next life also he will degrade. So he will go down, 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 down. There is no possibility of him saving himself and going back. If someone has good quality, he will perform good activities. He cannot change. What he has got is locked already. Then he will go progress further, up, up, up. But mostly in this world, people have mixed quality. You will always remain in this world going up and down like a pendulum, isn't it? No, Krishna has not locked that. Krishna has given each and every living entity to change in the guna and karma as well, by which one can actually go back to Godhead. Ultimately, that opportunity will lead you to doorway of Vaikuntha. So that is the beauty. So it is very, very subtle science. This the explanation of Bharat Maharaj when it comes. So Dushmanta, when he saw Shakuntala, he got attracted. And he says, I am Kshatriya, my mind cannot go to any other woman other than Kshatriya lady. Because it says, he was so pure, he never ever lost his semen just like that. He was very virtuous king. And he had so much confidence in his mind that, even my mind, what he says, that is also dharmic. So my mind, the reason got attracted to you, although you live in this forest with the Muni, who is Brahmana, but I'm sure you are not Brahman lady. You are not Brahmani. You are not daughter of Brahmana. You are Kshatriya. And since you are Kshatriya, that is why my mind is attracted to you. I want to marry you. Like that, So see, so much purity he was carrying with him. And it turns out to be true. That girl was son of Vishwamitra, who is Kshatriya. So the guna, the qualities we are talking about, can be changed. Guna and karma, the activities can be changed. And because of the virtuous quality he was carrying, he received virtuous son named Bharat. So much so that explanation is given that he is actually partial incarnation of Lord Vishnu. He had some marks on his palm and on his foot that represents Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he was empowered. He was partial expansion of incarnation of Vishnu. So Prabhupada explains in purports later on that, anyone who receives the special power, special empowerment, they all are actually incarnation of God. And in our case, we see Srila Prabhupada is also empowered incarnation of God. He is empowered devotee, incarnation of the potency to spread Krishna consciousness was instilled in Prabhupada, and that's how he could do. So he's not ordinary person. So again, the same point, guna and karma can be changed. We can very much see from the life of Prabhupada also. So we all were born with certain guna and karma, right? And as I said, mostly we are full of bad qualities only. But still, the presence of Prabhupada changed the very people who were born with the bad qualities. Now they are transformed into nice Vaishnavas. So it can be changed. That is the point. So there are two ways one can change. One is internal. The internal quality of a person like Prabhupada, his Vani, his presence, his guidance can change the guna and karma of living entity. And other way is by external environment that created can also change the guna and karma of the personality, the person. So yes, we are not like Prabhupada. We are never ever on that level spiritually that our spiritual internal strength will transform the other people whom we'll meet. But at least we can create externally the environment in a way that can influence the other person positively, and then they can change their guna and karma. If they are like our children, for example, within our setup, so children, what to speak of, getting a good son or daughter, just like Bharat Maharaj, one can even get Supreme Personality of Godhead as a child. And we see in the Shastra mentioned, devotees are so much qualified that, Lord appears in their house as their children, as their child. So our children, as a parent, it is our duty to give them the proper environment, internally and externally. If we are internally very sincere and very dedicated and devoted in Krishna's seva, then the subtle energy influences their minds as well, their mind and intelligence, and they will imbibe the same attitude, same desire. And same way externally also, as a parent, we should develop and we should create such an environment that inspires them to become good Vaishnava. So if they are even born with, bad, kind of proclivities and bad qualities, it can be changed. That is the point. It can be changed. It is in our hand. People in general, I'm talking about, as I said, they do so much in family, so much family pressure a child has. They have pressure from the school, they have pressure from the society that, you must perform. Parent, if they are, let's say if they are into sports, so they project their desire upon their children, that, you also become, great footballer or great cricketer, and they create such environment within the house, and they always talk about that thing. They watch on the TV same thing, they read about same thing, they speak to the children about same thing. No? So mind is, manipulated. Intelligence is manipulated in a way that constantly the child is being exposed in that one direction, right? And that child will achieve that thing. He or she will endeavor, and he will gradually get it, isn't it? Many cases. Same thing, I want to make my son, engineer. I want to make my daughter doctor. So in family, within the house, they create such environment, and they give all the facility, all the endeavors are channelized to achieve that goal, and that child develops that kind of, mentality, develops that kind of habit. Discipline, if required to become good sports person, they will develop discipline. So they have changed the qualities, right? They have changed their gunas, and their karmas are also changed. They will also be very disciplined, what to eat, what not to eat, regularly go for exercise, this and that, right? So their karmas are also changed. Why? Because of that external environment being created like that. So that applies same thing. That same principle applies within devotional life as well. That, yes, we can, as a parent, we can give them environment externally and the inspiration internally, that they change their guna and karma in a way that gives, positivity in their life, and they turn towards Krishna. So with this point, I will end Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. If anyone has any question, doubt, please do so.
Just a thought, Prabhuji, when you were talking about the guna and karma, and I was just thinking in a lifetime we can be doing multiple things. It doesn't, when we are born, it doesn't define, because what I've heard, I have ignored, listening to the classes and stuff, that we are born as Shudras, right? And then, thank you. And then, based on our gunas and karmas, we are given or ascribed like a varnas, right? So when I'm born, I could have bad habits and I could be Shudra, but as I progress and grow up and I change, I could become another thing, and then eventually in our later life, if I go and become devotional, then I could become a Vaishnava. So it's not just one that you carry throughout the life, you could be changing.
Correct.
Many, right?
Yes, your understanding is correct. It changes. And ultimately we have to go beyond Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Shudra as well. In Bhagavad Gita, only 4 varnas are mentioned. But in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam you will see even more. Pulinda, Yavanas, Malechas, Huna, they are below Shudra, those categories are, so many categories are there. But ultimate point is we have to come above all the categories. As Shikshastakam says, I am not a Vaishya, Shudra. I am servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, So that designation we are supposed to achieve for, strive for. So ultimately, our real designation, our real identity is then I am Vaishnava. I am servant of Krishna.
That is the highest?
That is the highest.
Okay. And the other ignorant question is when we talk about Bharat here, I'm linking it to Ramayana maybe because that's how I've grown up. That's not
this Bharat is different. Yeah?
Okay, thank you.
From whom this Bharat Varsha has been named. So we'll hear about him later on in this canto.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Any other thing? Yes, Mataji.
The quality of our activities can be Brahmana, Vaishya, Shudra, whatever it is, but the state of consciousness is more Vaishnava. In that sense, we can understand that a highly qualified Vaishnava, his activities can be, if externally, can be like a Sudra, if we want to use that terminology, because it's nothing wrong to be, it's not like a one is more than the other. This is just variety of type of activities. And what we are considering more is the state of consciousness. So at least it will be important for practicing devotees to understand that. If we got caught up in those terminologies, or this is a Sudra or Vaishya or Kshatriya, it's just misconceptions that who is more than the other. Many times in devotional service, the type of activities or services that we perform externally can be considered like a Sudra. Many times we have to clean the toilets, but we are cleaning for Vaishnavas, for devotees, and it's a highly qualified service. And the effect of doing it, cleansing the heart so much that even can be your state of consciousness high level, pure Vaishnava. So in that sense, it's important to understand, to be clear, at least for us practicing devotees, that point.
Yes, yes, you are right. So within Krishna consciousness, we don't tag people who are carrying certain qualities, or who are, dressed as if, Brahmana or, sannyasi or, doing cleaning work, is tagged as a Shudra. We never do that in our Krishna consciousness understanding, in our movement. Because Krishna consciousness is beyond Varna and Ashram, again. And so we are following Devi Varna Ashram system. It is beyond Varna and Ashram. The Varna and Ashram is within this material world, actually. It doesn't exist in spiritual world. So we are living life just like we will do in Vaikuntha-dham, in spiritual world. So it's beyond Varna and Ashram. So yes, and same time we have those qualities, proclivities, but the beauty of Krishna consciousness is that, no matter what quality you carry, one is engaged based on those qualities, one is engaged in service of Krishna.
Yeah.
Right? And that becomes actually devotional service. And that becomes devotional service, and that is purifying, and that will liberate you. So no matter, yes, and in Kali Yuga everyone is actually born Shudra. We have that quality very prominently within us, Shudra quality. But beauty of the Krishna consciousness movement is such that, even those qualities can be engaged in Krishna's seva. And as I said, those qualities can be reformed and refined, and then, it becomes more and more pure. Those desires, those proclivities, unnecessary proclivities will go away, and good proclivity will be developed. And then one will progress.
If you allow me another comment.
Yes.
I was reflecting in what you mentioned in the beginning of the class about the importance of doing things considering in the eternal happiness, eternal well-being that we can look for, and more mindful about our type of activities. And I was remembering, it was a debate and a taste people trying to criticize why many religions encourage people to behave properly or to do nice things or charity or many spiritual activities, because expecting the reward after life, because you will be getting Krishna or God will give you the good benefits of your activities when you next life. So, but personally, I would say, when I see many devotees in Krishna consciousness, we don't have to wait until next life, or perhaps when we pass or leave the body to experience that beauty or the real happiness. Because the beauty in Krishna consciousness, by doing nice activities, devotional service, if we state of consciousness is appropriate, the real happiness can be experienced in this very lifetime.
Very
we
true.
don't have to wait.
And not even lifetime, daily.
Yeah. No? So I see many devotees in Mangala. It's how happy they are. It's not like austerity that I have to cultivate for next life. I'll receive the benefit of that. No?
Yeah.
It's the very activity itself giving the happiness in the heart if we do it with proper consciousness.
Yes, yes. So it's like a tablet. Whether you have, terminal disease or simple fever, no matter what, if you take tablet, it will act upon you and you will be cured. Of course, potency has to be there. But yeah, that Krishna consciousness is like that. So we don't have to wait. Even daily one can experience. We hear so much about chanting the holy name and glories of hearing glories of Supreme Lord, reading. One will get this, one will achieve this. So sometimes we think that when that day will be mine, where I will experience that what this Shastra is talking about, that eternal bliss and happiness and closeness to God and presence of God I can feel always and I'm blissful. In my experience, even if we don't experience all the time and we wait for such thing will bubble of happiness, bliss will burst on our head one day and I'll be then forever in ecstasy, I'm in Vaikuntha. At least every day actually we are experiencing this and we can experience that. And if you sit down and read Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, let's say 1 or 2 hours, and if you sit down and chant your japa 2 hours nicely, at least for that much time you will experience the same very thing what Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is talking about, isn't it? You are completely forgotten where you are, all your anxieties and stress and whatnot you have engaged your life into. Bank loan and the studies for children and this and that. Everything you are just forgotten. You have forgotten everything, and you are just deeply absorbed in reading and hearing the holy name. You are experiencing that very same bliss what Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is talking about. What one gets, ultimately. So in portion, in fraction, daily we can experience that. So imagine the process of sadhana bhakti is such that our cent percent of time, 24 hours of time, we want to make it like that. And imagine if 24 hours becomes like that, then you are there. So it's nothing imaginary or nothing impractical written in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. It works. It works. We have experience. And that's why we see year after year the same faces, same devotees, year after they continue. Why? Because they must be experiencing this bliss, this happiness of Krishna consciousness, which is beyond this varna and ashrama. So no matter what they are, they might be working as a Shudra outside, but there's some portion of their daily time is used for Krishna seva. And they experience that at least at that time, I am beyond this material world and all these designations, of varna and ashrama. It works, and that's how they continue their life. So our endeavor is that, we increase that time frame and try to make it to 24 hours one day. We hope that. That's an aspiration I have, and I wish everyone also have that same aspiration. So yeah, it's a great effort, but yes, we can do it. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anything else? Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvandam Maravindadalaya Taksham Bhagavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Bhagom Vigamaniya Vishesha Shobham
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Andani Yasa Sakale Kriya Kriya